Hey guys, so I want to do a quick unboxing of my new P226E2 by Toki Marui. I picked this up from Infinity Arms for about $2.99 shipped. Really good price. But that was because I had like a free shipping coupon. But without further ado, let's get to it. Most of you are already pretty familiar with Marui, but for those who aren't, Toki Marui is a Japanese company, and a majority of their guns are made of plastic. All of their pistols are plastic, and some of their AEGs are metal, like their new recoil shock ones. Some of them are metal. But for the most part, all of their pistols and such are plastic, except for the necessary components that need to be metal, like the takedown lever, hammer, inner assembly, and all that stuff is all metal. Trigger, mag release, sights, slide lock, decocker. Things like the outer barrel, slide, and lower frame are made of plastic. Of course, that also includes the grip here. So the main difference between an E2 and a standard 226, I don't have a 226 standard 226R here to show you, is the grip. The grip is slightly smaller for people with smaller hands, and it's much more comfortable. The length of pull is also nicer. In my opinion, the trigger also feels a bit nicer because it is rounded at the edges here, and it's not as thick. The 226R has a thicker trigger and sticks out a little bit farther, and also it is a little fatter, so the length of pull doesn't feel as good as the E2. But that's also due to the fact that Marui pistols are slightly wider to accommodate the inner components for the airsoft gun to work. Other than their high quality and stuff like that, Marui are also known for consistency as well as accuracy. Out of the box, the hop-up unit and rubber and all that stuff should be left alone, in my opinion, until you wear out the rubber. Because left alone from factory, the gun shoots, most of their guns, well, all of their guns actually shoot really straight and far. I've had a couple high kappas built, custom built. I've built some myself as well. Those ones shoot extremely well. If you leave it alone, it'll definitely last you for a long time. But it will have trouble hopping anything higher than a 2.5. I mean, 2.5 is already pushing it, but anything higher than that, you'll start wearing out your nub because you'll have to increase the hop up a lot, and eventually you'll have to replace the rubber. If you are looking for a replacement rubber, a good brand would be 9-ball or Firefly. Those are really good. You could also try the the PDI W hold, but from my experience of using the W hold, it doesn't really work very well, because once you put the W hold inside the hop-up unit actually crimps it together, and you end up with just a normal nub and not two nubs that contact the BB. Which is kind of defeats the purpose of having a W hold. But yeah, if you're looking for upgrades, there are a lot out there. Garda makes a lot of metal kits. I actually have a metal kit here for it. I'm going to be installing a Garda Mark 24 frame. Actually, let me go get it. I've actually already purchased a bunch of parts for this build. The main reason why I got the E2 was the ability to install real steel grips. Not that the real grips need, not that they don't need modification to fit. It's the spring housing that's in the rear here is smaller than the 226R, and it allows, with minimal modification, to accommodate a real SIG P226 grip. Which is what I will be installing on this frame here. So this one is the Mark 24 frame, Navy Seal by Garda. Comes with all the necessary trademarks on the frame. NSW right there. Decently priced. I got everything you see here for about $200, which is a really good price, because this thing alone is about 100-something bucks. Quality-wise, the Garda frame is actually not bad, although there are some slight blemishes here and there, not too noticeable though. But then again, you're going to be, well, I'm going to be using this gun a lot anyways, so even if there is wear, it'll just add to the character of the gun, so I don't really mind that. I have tried using prime kits, and those don't work very well. The best metal kits, or metal slides that I've used, is the Creation slide sets for the P226. They're very light, and they function a lot better than, let's say, a stock KJW in the cold. Even in new room temperature, my friend's KJW had trouble finishing off one mag because the slide was just way too heavy to cycle. I had the same issue when I first got my KJW 226, which has long been sold now. After I replaced the slide with the Creation one, I was able to shoot 2 mags worth out of the stock magazine of the KJW. So that really tells a lot about the Creation slides. They're extremely light. It really improves gas efficiency and also makes your gun look a lot better. I actually have a Creation slide on the way right now, the Navy SEAL one. It's going to be a dark gray color. Reason being is a lot of the SIGs nowadays, they have I have a real one myself, a Mark 25, and the slide is a slightly lighter color than the lower frame. The color that the Creation slide has is very similar to my Mark 25, and that was the main reason why I only purchased the single frame for Garter, was because I wanted to match the Creation slide onto a Garter frame. Another reason for this mixed match build is I wanted to build basically a SIG that has gas efficiency in mind, because I want it to function extremely well in the cold as well as well in normal temperature. Because with this prime SIG I had before, it had trouble cycling even in room temperature. So I mean, a lot of SIGs have this problem. The gas reservoir in the magazines just aren't big enough to accommodate the heavy slides, and so I went ahead and decided to go with this build with a lightened slide, and I also went ahead and purchased the UAC CNC aluminum lightweight blowback housing, which will further increase the gas efficiency. Now, I have not seen the UAC blowback housing in person. This is the first time I'm actually gonna install it on the gun. It's a pretty new product, so I don't know how well it's going to fit in the Creation slide. But on that note, when I had my previous Creation slide, I put in my KJW blowback housing, and that fit perfectly in the slide. Of course, the Creation slides are made specifically for the Marui 226s. Anyways, moving on to some of the other things I've gotten is I've got a Garter steel takedown lever, which I don't know if I really need this yet, but a lot of users have reported that after upgrading the slide, because they are heavy, it eventually will crack the stock takedown lever, which has happened on multiple occasions, actually, on many Glocks. WEs break here, Toki Maruis break here, but of course they last a little bit longer than WEs, so that's one of the reasons why I have this here. I also have a Garter 150% recoil and hammer spring for the 226. I also have a steel spring guide, which honestly I don't really think I need, but sometimes I do like to have the extra weight on there on the gun. And a reinforced losing nozzle. Now, because the Creation slide is a lot lighter than, you know, a Garter slide or a prime slide, I may not need to upgrade the recoil spring, but we'll have to see how well it cycles. I probably will end up switching it out because I do like a snappier gun, especially with a lighter slide. It's going to shoot very snappy. And also with a lightened slide, I probably won't even need a reinforced nozzle, but this is just in case I break a nozzle. So, back to the gun. So, when I opened up the gun, I found that it was actually extremely dry. So I'm going to take this down for you. The procedure to take it down is pretty easy. You just lock the slide to the rear, just like I did. Hold down the takedown lever. Make sure this notch is lined up with your takedown lever. Release the slide, and the gun should slide, or the slide should come right out. As you can see, I have applied some super lube on there. Super lube is actually a very good lubricant to use, or grease to use, to lubricate mechanical parts. This is the multi-purpose lubricant, P226E2, which works really well with mechanical parts. According to my friend who's a master airsoft gunsmith, he personally recommends super lube because it runs better. A lot of people locally right now, they like to use frog lube, but he found that with frog lube it does have some slight friction. It's just due to the composition of frog lube. Super lube works the best in an airsoft gun. So if you're looking for a lubricant, definitely check out super lube. If you can't find the specific airsoft ones, I mean, those ones can get pretty expensive. I got this for $7, and this will last me for a long time because I don't use very much. You don't need very much to lubricate your gun, so you can find these at your local hardware store. Probably maybe Home Depot. If not, they probably sell it online because that's where I got this from. I don't know if Canadian Tire has it, but I haven't seen anything like this. They usually have WD-40 or something like that, but don't use that because that eats up rubber. So definitely check out the super lube here. So picking up the gun though, really nice. I do like the E2, but I'm still going to be replacing the grips. I actually found a real pair of 226 grips for about $12. They're brand new too. So I'll go over some. I'll make another video once I install it because I know that there will be modification needed to get it to fit on this frame here. But other than that, that's basically it. I mean, the E2 is really nice. The plastic that Marui uses is, I believe this is the newer type of plastic that they're using, a newer finish. Their older finishes were a bit shinier. They weren't as realistic. This one actually looks a little better than the old versions. And of course it has the usual trademarks on here, 6R, P226, and on the other side you have E2 laser engraved on the other side of the frame. Here it says, instead of SIG, it says Tokyo Marui, Japan here, made in Japan. So that's basically it. It also comes with, of course, the E2 magazine, which is a lot better than the standard 226 ones. I don't like the 226 ones personally, because they don't function as well as these ones. But yeah, that's basically it. So that's Conquer right there. And if you have any questions about the E2, post down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys later.